Okay, so welcome to the stream, whether you're watching it live or the replay. Just going to go through the markets and any signals that are going to be happening with the week ahead. So I'm just going to share my screen here. And okay, so just going to check that we can see the screen. And we'll start our analysis. Okay, so got the swing trader. This will put over in the swing trader profile. What I'll do is we will analyze starting with the US dollar. So let's let this load. News-wise, this week we've got the Italian elections, which are today. It's Sunday, the 4th of March. We've got the Italian. It's the 4th Italian elections. Today we've got NFP on Friday this week, and so what we'll do, we'll analyze any signals the day trader X system's given us, whether it's with the trend, and then we'll analyze price action also. And so a week ahead we have just this week. So apply settings. It'll just share. I'll go share Forex Factory, and you can see here Forex Factory European elections today, all day Sunday. So expect the markets, the euro, to do something tomorrow morning if there's an upset. Tomorrow, Monday the 5th, we have British PMI. We have ISM PMI in the States. We've got a lot of news on the Aussie tomorrow. We've got the rate statement, the cash rate, the interest rate. We've got the retail sales and the current account tomorrow evening during the US session, and Asian session morning. Tuesday we have, remember, Haldane speaks in the FARP member. Dooley speaks tomorrow, or sorry, Tuesday. MPC member. Haldane speaks in the pound. More Central Bank of Australia Governor Lowe speaks. GDP in Aussie, so a big week, so big start of the week for the Aussie dollar. So just be careful when you're trading it. We've got the ADP non-farm payroll change, non-farm employment change on Wednesday. Member Dooley speaks again. Canada, we have trade balance, the rate decision in Canada, overnight rate, and crude oil. In the States on Wednesday. And again, a big week ahead on the Aussie dollar trade balance. Thursday, we've got euro, the minimum bid rate. We've got a ECB press conference also. Canada. So a lot of news this week. So targets could be hit. And then Friday, we have the NFP and the employment change, the unemployment rate in Canada. So a big week ahead for news-wise. And I'll just get into the charts now. Okay. CAD dollar. Got the swing trader system open, and the US dollar. Okay. So I'll just check for any signals. No signals in the US dollar. Actually, we've got a bullish divergence signal in the US dollar. Okay, here. And you can see we've got from this last move up here, we have a weekly level that prices just come into. So we could be getting a wee retracement to okay. So you're getting a bullish divergence signal into this weekly area here of this previous trend up. So in the daily we actually got a Friday, we actually got a down signal. Or Thursday to go back down. So, and this is the level here that we got the signal at. Caused this last low and this move down. And we have another area here in the weekly. Sorry, the daily charts. So US dollar this week for our charts. Trend line coming up here. So if it breaks through this trend line on the 4-hour charts, we could be heading down south again, possibly heading towards this area down here, which is the 85, 86 area. Alternatively, if that holds, we can get a move back up to around 92 before going back down, but it is very bearish, the dollar. So this week will be a big week with the NFP. So maybe on Monday we could expect, start early next week, bit of a retracement up to 92 area. Up to this area here, which is 92. And slowly making its way up towards it next week. And then a Friday, we get a big drop on Friday, but time will tell. Euro USD, we'll start in Euro USD. Okay. Daily signal on Thursday last week, a big signal. See here, going with the weekly and monthly trend. So this we could be heading, through the monthly chart, heading back up north. If there's any areas where we could be hitting on the weekly charts, it's already hit this. We've got this area here. So we could get a pop up into this area up here around 126, finally hitting 126, and then I'll drop back down. We are getting the divergence on the weekly chart. Daily chart. Boom. Took out this level. So yeah, next week, especially with this election, this could push this higher up towards the 126 area, which would make the dollar index go down. So you can see we actually got a signal on the Euro USD, and the dollar, should it goes in the opposite direction. See the daily chart, it's giving us a signal down. So it could be an interesting start to the week with the euro popping up there. We've got the signal to enter the market. Looking at the 4-hour chart, really, if it breaks back up through this 123,500 area, there's nothing stopping it to go all the way up this 126 area as we talked, which is this area up here, and we could just see a sideways moving for a while before coming down, breaking up. But the minute price is accumulating after a rally, distributing after a rally in price. So I had this huge rally and it's just starting to move sideways here. I could see a move back up towards 126. 125.5, 126 next week. Okay, Euro JPY dropping pretty hard. And monthly, let's look at the monthly here. Huge downtrend, down month last month. Basically, as we talked about for the past few months now, just this area here on the monthly. Price action coming into this area, you can see in the monthly. Initial big push up, and then look at the candles getting smaller as it comes into the zone. Weekly. Again, we had the weekly signal up in this area. Started getting the signals here and here. It's been dropping since. Weekly area that's in control at the minute is here. It's just hit it last week. Well, no, sorry, this one here. So next week, it's just 120, 129 area to 127.5, 127. Next week. Just looking at price action that's come into this area here. So this is the area, the weekly chart there. So look at the 4-hour chart. Yeah, so we're getting signals here in this area here. Look at the daily chart. This here is an area that caused in the previous trend up. This area caused this last high on the daily and the weekly. So it's an area of interest. Looking at price action coming into the area. Coming into it, we're getting a lot of 1, 2, 3 divergence, and then we finally get 2 signals. So I'm still liking this for the downtrend, but next week could see a bit of euro strength and possible move up towards, looking at the daily, I'm liking to move up towards this 132 area. And you can see it even better on the 4-hour chart. Price is slowed right down at the bottom of this area, getting lots of signals. So maybe 200 pip move up towards this 132 area next week. So I'll move up here, then a possible move back down. Okay, so that's next week. I'll be starting next week to the end of the week. Euro JPY up towards 132. Euro CAD, again, very high in a monthly area here. So we are coming up to high levels in the overall, no, not in the overall, but very high in this monthly area that's been in control. See the big drop down over the last time I come up towards it. What we want to do is price comes into it, we want to study price action. Okay, weekly charts, no signals in the weekly. It's out in the outer, near the outer side of the volatility bands. It is a very strong monthly trend. We could see it after a bit of a retracement to push back up to the top here. On the weekly charts, huge week last week to the end of the week. See the daily here. So just because it's out in this third band here, I'm liking a retracement back down in early next week. And for our charts, you can see we're getting some divergence here, high on the level. So next week, possible move back down towards 157 anyway. That's where it broke out here. Possible move back down towards there, and then a rally back up. Again, there's a lot of news in the euro and the Canadian dollar next week, so start of the week we could get a pull back to here, and then Friday with the CAD results could propel it back up or push it back down. Euro CAD start of the week, I'm predicting start of the week, I'm liking to sell this at the start of the week down towards 157. If you look at towards 157 next week, or early next week, just down towards here. Euro GDP. So it's another sell. I'm looking to sell this just because you can see in the daily chart it's just been going sideways here for the past year, more or less. These two zones here on the daily are in control. So every time it comes up here, we're getting any signals in the 4-hour chart. Some divergence starting to happen there as it comes into the top of the range. But again, I'm selling this next week with a stop loss just above these, maybe this high here, this high here. Euro Aussie, again, very bullish. Last week, again, we're in. Market's just been moving sideways the past since really since 2014. It's just been in this sideways range here. And it's right at the top of the area now, as you can see. So on the monthly charts, weekly, again, from within the weekly here, coming in date. Want to look for price action clues now, and we'll look at it. Again, divergence on the daily. System giving us any signals? No, it's not giving us any sell signals, but we did get one on Friday. So this could be a good sell, even though these are green. But we're studying the charts here and realize that price is just bouncing in between these two areas here since 2014. Okay, you can see it here clearly. Could get a bit more push up, but coming back up, could push up another 200-300 pips to the top, and then move back down on the weekly, back down to here. So I might leave it just till I get an arrow on the daily or 4-hour chart to go back down, or if it breaks back down in, it's a good trade to play down towards the bottom of this weekly area here. But you can see since 2014, sorry, 13, it's just been the past 5 years, it's just been in this range. Hits the top of it, comes back down. So it could hit here, bounce up, and then come back down. You'd really want a weekly close above this area here for it to be pushing up any higher. British pound USD. Okay, monthly. We hit the area from the Brit exit drop, which was here. This area here caused this new low in this monthly trend. It's been slowly making its way up. Just look at the candles slowly pushing its way up towards this area. Finally hits it and you get a big push down. Looking at the weekly. See the trend here. So this was where it broke out of this stage of really accumulation. 136, which I'm liking to come back down towards 136 and then possibly get a move back up. And we'll see the area at 136 that I'm talking about from this. Okay, that's where I'm liking the euro, or sorry, the British pound USD to come down towards to. It's now 200 pips from there. Short term. It's short term. Again, I talked about this last week. Possible move up back towards 139 and then coming back down. But I took that area out there, created a new low. So I think it's going to, looking at price action here, just pop up towards 139 and then make a retreat down towards 136 or even lower. Looking at the weekly, you've got an area on the weekly here. Not there, sorry. Area on the weekly here. Created this big pop up, and that's at 134 or 133,600. We could go even further, deeper correction. and then a rally back up. But as you can see, price action here, every time it hits the 20 MA in the middle there, it pops back up. So early next week, considering a push up towards 139 and a possible sell at 139. British pound, Japanese yen. Story you can see from the Brit exit drop here, we hit the area and it's hit it nicely and it's bounced off it pretty well, nearly how many pips? Nearly 1,000 pips more, 1,200 pips. So it's bounced off that monthly area, 1,200 pips, which is a great, shows you just the strength of this area. And it's heading towards, just coming down to this area here that caused the move into the Brit exit. Looking at it, clean this area out here, so it's heading straight down towards 141, 139 area down here. So any chance I get to sell the British pound, Japanese yen next week, I will. Any sell signals I get, I will sell. Looking at it, possible bit of retracement, and then any sell signal I get, I'll look to sell the British pound, Japanese yen next week. British pound, Aussie. Again, just in the sideways market here. Weekly charts. See, we've got this area where it's just been moving sideways here. So it really needs to break out of this clean break out of here. We'll push it up towards these higher levels up here. Where's maybe the two pound area in this area here. But look, we'll just go down in the lower time frames at the minute. So we really need something big to push it out of here. A clean break here would put it up towards, as I say, 192, right up towards the $2.05, 205. Let's look at the price action on the smaller time frames. Daily chart, again, starting to get signals here at the top of this range, weekly range. Prices, lots and lots of small candles here. A big bull bear candle here would be good to sell. Price just moving sideways, top of range. So what's likely to happen is, unless something big news comes out to push that up, or we get really bad news in the Aussie next week. As I say, there is a lot of news next week in the Aussie. Really bad news would give us the momentum to break out of this weekly range here. So I would not trade that until see it happens on the news this week in the Aussie, which starts tomorrow. Okay, British pound CAD. I'm liking this to continue to go higher. Looking at the monthly here. British pound CAD has had the, see the all-time range here, so I'm liking this towards this Brit exit area here. So up towards 183. 183 at 193 area on the monthly. Looking at the weekly, we can see a nice area here. This is actually from the Brit exit. And I would really like a clean break out of here. We actually got it. Yeah, a clean break out of this here would propel us up towards these areas here. British pound CAD. Short term, looking at the short term, getting a lot of divergence signals here in the daily charts, which could be telling us we're heading back down on the short term. But the weekly, let me get a short term trade. See all these divergence signals happening. So wait for another sell trade on the daily, maybe a break below this 20 MA, and then I'll look to sell this British pound CAD for the longer term, if longer term, to bring it back down towards the bottom of the range. Alternatively, if it breaks out of here, up towards the 183, 193 area would be really a really good buy. Aussie dollar. Again, I'm not going to really look at this next week till we get all the news out. But you can see it's just been moving. It's very, very choppy. The Aussie dollar, nothing really happened. We're getting a lot of buy signals in the monthly, to be honest. Just maybe telling me that we're going to be heading up soon. You see every time this area in the weekly here is actually in control. You can see it here in between 81 and 79. So see what the news brings next week. Possible continuous move down towards 74. See what the news does next week. But yeah, Aussie dollar back down towards 75, 74. Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. Okay, short term, we're at a weekly level here. So start of the week, I'm liking a small retracement in this. Just that we're at the bottom of this level here. We're getting a lot of divergent signals, some buy signals here. If you look at the hourly chart, so start of the week on this, maybe move back up towards 82, 83, and then a continuation of the downtrend because this is very weak. Look at this, I'm liking this to come down towards anyway this area here. So kind of liking the Aussie dollar, Japanese yen come down towards 73,500. So we are. We've got some buy signals on it anyway, but liking it to come move and then a continuation of the downtrend. So short pullback and then any sell signals I get on the pullback, I will enter this market here. You can see the signal we got last week. Off it, which got us 200 and nearly 250 pips. The way I look for targets in this is basically I just study price action. So price action is coming down, showing us this was the arrow here we got here last week. Price moves down. You look for slowing of momentum here. See huge drops, and then price starts to slow down here on the hourly charts, which is time to get out of the trade. So I'll look to sell that on any pullback next week. Aussie CAD, again, both these have news next week. Aussie CAD, just looking at it, it's very choppy. Don't like trading that. USD CAD, again, last month we got a monthly signal. We have this monthly area from the last up leg. Here, this area here caused this last high in that last up leg. So again, started to move sideways in the monthly. Possible move just to come back up towards this area up here. I'm looking at this failed leg down here. This leg here didn't really push any lower, so USD CAD heading north towards 137 anyway, up towards the top of this range. Nice double bottom pattern there anyway. Price comes down, fails. So be looking to buy this on buy signals. You can see we've got some buy signals. Any buy signals, I would be looking to take on a pullback and then a buy on the USD CAD. USD Japanese yen again, very weak, looking to sell us some pullbacks. So very weak. I'm looking for them, anticipating this to come down towards here and maybe lower. If you look at the monthly chart, down towards these levels here, 103, all the way down to 97. I'm looking at it, could be a clean drop down to this area here. Could be a huge move ahead on the USD Japanese yen, and I will look to sell on pullbacks. Possible pullback next week would be up towards this area here in the 4-hour chart, towards 106, 107 area, and any signals from that, any down signals from there, I'd look to sell. But very bearish on the USD Japanese yen. Kiwi dollar monthly chart, again very choppy, just like the Aussie dollar. She's very choppy since started 2015. See here, look at the weekly. Again, this is just a range bound trade. For me, it would really have to break above this area here. Maybe a bit more sideways, but this will move back down towards 68. Looking at the daily. Clean break below this line here. Heading back down towards 68. Turn if he comes back up. Get another sell signal there. Sell it again to the top of this range here. CAD dollar very weak again. Looking at this all time. Clearly could be getting moved back down towards here. Looking at price action. Dun, dun, dun. Right, we have a wee bit of an area here. Caused this last time. Let's move up into this area. This area here. So short term we get a pullback, but initially I'm liking this to come down towards the bottom of this range here, down towards 173, 73, 78 area. Short term, looking at the weekly. See this weekly area here within the monthly, getting any signals. Not really getting any buy signals, so short term in the 1 hour. But we're looking to sell this again, so looking for a retracement, possible retracement back up towards this arrow here, or even further, the daily chart, maybe up towards this zone here. So short term retracement, but longer term picture, yeah, definitely bearish down towards in between 75 and 77. Okay, just let's look at the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin. Okay, starting with Bitcoin, looking at the monthly. Can't really look at the monthly. Looking at the weekly, it's hit this weekly area here, 6,000. You can see, fill this gap. This was the area that caused this initial high up towards 20,000. Right back down, deep into it, tested. Actually tested the daily level within the weekly here. You can see. But looking at the weekly, the reason the price came all the way back down here, plus this gap fill. This was the area to call on the weekly charts. Again, higher time frames covering the lower time frames. So the lower time frames will always seek to meet the higher time frame trend, which happened here. Weekly area caused this high up towards 20k. Price plummets down towards it, hits the daily level, the actual origin of the start of the move here, and it's been rallying up since. Okay, looking at the weekly. We have a gap fill here between roughly 13,000 and 12k and 13,000. The gap fill. Looking at the weekly chart, we could be getting a move up higher. On this, it all depends on a breakout of this area here. If this fails, price fails to break up towards this, might actually come up and pop up this gap here. The gap I'm talking about. It's got a gap in the weekly and a gap in the daily. Fills the gap and this goes back down. But it's really, for it to be going any higher, it's got to break above these areas here. The short term, getting any signals in the short term. Getting a couple of divergent signals there. Where if I was looking to trade it, could be looking to short this here with a possible stop just above here. So if you look at the short this and short right back down towards 6.5. So if this starts to fall, expect it to go down towards 6.5 again, even further down towards 4K. On the upside, breaks above 13K. We have breaks above 13K. We have this area here. We see this arrow on the weekly. It's a huge area between 13.5 and 17. Just look at the ones within it. They've got this area here. Up here, which we actually got an arrow between 16 and 17K. So it breaks above 13. Expect to go up. Next level above that is actually here. So these are price zones we could hit. Breaks 13K. But just looking at price action there, unless something really happens here, looking at price action and looking like it's coming down. Ethereum. I did like Ethereum. We're actually getting a look at the weekly. Again, similar story with Bitcoin. See the weekly area. Huge weekly area here. It caused this big spike up. Price spikes off it, hits the daily area within it. You can see here, and it's just been moving sideways. Now we've actually got this compression triangle happening here. Daily chart. So whatever way it breaks out of it, if it breaks out to the upside, buy it. Breaks down, look to sell it. And selling it, if you're selling it, all the way down towards 400 again. Buy it. I'd be just looking for a breakout of this compression triangle here. Litecoin. Litecoin. Litecoin, look at the monthly, no point looking at the monthly. Looking at the weekly. So weekly here, you see why it's come all the way back down there. Fill this gap. Gaps always get filled at some point. You can see what happens here. In this gap, price pops up, creates all these new highs, comes back down to fill that gap. See, it pushes back up to hit that area here. It caused the move back down into the gap, and you can actually see the origin of that move here, where it actually more or less just hit. And it's just moving sideways now. We've actually got, looking at the daily, got another triangle pattern happening here. So looking at that, whatever way it breaks on the triangles, where you buy, breaks above that, breaks through this triangle, close above it, look to buy, breaks down through it, look to sell down towards this bottom down here. So could just be in a range on Litecoin between 250 and 100. So we'll see what way that breaks. Okay, so that will do for the analyst of this week. Hope it helps. If you want to access the day trading and swing trading system, you just simply click the link in the description area of the video below, or get in contact with me at will@thefxace.com, or I'll be in Skype at william.simpson20. So the replay of this video will be up tomorrow at some point. Just bookmark this page. I'm just trying to get the link for you here. Just bookmark the page, or wait for one of my emails that come out tomorrow. And as always, glad I can help. Hope the video helps. Happy trading. Any questions, get in contact with me at Will at the FX Ace. Okay, see you next week. Thank you.